Omaha Zoo. Our keepers are coming out now to feed our 3 species of Antarctic penguins. So right now in Antarctica, I have a friend down there, and it's summer over there in Antarctica. So it's a little bit warmer. Our temperature in there is going to match the temperature in Antarctica right now. So it's going to be in the high 30s with the water temperature at around 35 to 38 degrees. And right now, they are in their breeding season, and they just finished, so they're going to start their molting season soon. So we have 3 species here, and they all come from Antarctica. There are 17 species of penguins in the world, and only 7 of them will live in colder climates like Antarctica, like our ones here. If you look on the left-hand side, we do what is called station feeding. So all of our Gen 2s are going to be fed over there. If you look at a Gen 2, they're going to be the 3rd largest species of penguin, and they have that white band on the top of their head. Looks like they're jamming out to some of those 80s or 90s headphones. And they are the fastest swimmers, going at about 22 miles per hour when they get the zoomies. Their adaptation for swimming so fast, the extra long tail feathers and extra long flippers. And they are hungry right now, looks like. Over on the right-hand side, you see one of our keepers sitting there on a bucket, and he's feeding our southern rockhoppers. Rockhoppers are a crested penguin, and these are the smallest of the crested penguin. They have those little yellow, angry eyebrow feathers that stick out from the side. And just like their name suggests, they're very good at hopping on rocks. They can get up really high on that cliff. Gen 2s also can hop up there. But king penguins, the ones we have in the middle with the yellow and orange on their upper part of their neck and sides of their head, they're the 2nd largest penguin in the world. They are not hopping rocks. They do that typical penguin waddle that we all know and love. So way back when the king penguins were discovered, the explorers thought that the king penguins were going to be the biggest, and so they were given the name king to resemble being the largest of that bird species. However, years later, they went farther into the Antarctica mainland and discovered the emperor penguin, which they had to name emperor because they are bigger than kings. You might see emperor penguins in the movie Happy Feet. They're going to be about a foot taller than our king penguins, but they look almost identical, except the emperor penguins, that orange and yellow, is a little paler on them. But they have adorable black feet, and that is because they nest, laying their eggs directly on their feet, and they'll incubate those eggs, and when the chicks hatch, the chicks will hang out on the feet of those penguins until they are old enough to survive on the ice. So you see a keeper in there with a clipboard. They are going to be documenting which penguins are eating and how much. We keep a record of it, so as they're feeding, they're going to tell the keeper with the clipboard, oh, so-and-so ate this many fish. We did have a penguin one time eating a record number of 55 fish in one feeding. Do you think it was the very large king penguin? The Gen 2 or the teeny tiny Rockhopper?
Rockhopper.
10 points to Gryffindor, yes, it was a Rockhopper. Gobbled up 55 fish, then later that day ate about 30 more. But that is normal behavior for them, as they will often, when they're on land, they are fasting. So if they're incubating eggs or molting, then they're not going to be out eating. So when they go in the water to hunt, they will gobble down as much fish as possible. And eating that much fish, they will also poop a lot. So penguins will poop every our babies. We have about 85 right now. And every 20 minutes, each one of those are pooping. That is a lot to clean up. But our keepers go in there and they clean, and our snow from our snow machines up in the ceiling will help with that cleanup process. And we also have divers that come in to clean underwater. We make the salt water here at our aquarium, and we replace the water here about once a week. So what our keeper on the left is doing is broadcasting, so she will throw out some shrimp or krill into the water for the gentoos to forage and swim around to hunt. And it's really fun for them. The fish that are given to them are fresh fish from the ocean that is flash frozen and shipped here. It's from a sustainable area. We use seafoodwatch.org to make sure of that. It is restaurant quality fish, so you and I could go back there and steal one for the penguin if we were me and fry it up ourselves. With the fish being flash frozen, it will lose nutrients. So we have a team of nutritionists that will go through each batch of fish. And so a vitamin is placed in the first fish given to each penguin just to replace those nutrients that might be lost. So if you see the little playpens in there, those are called howies. We have 10 Rockhopper chicks that just recently hatched in the beginning of December. The one in the far back corner on the left have the younger ones in there. And the one in the middle have the little older ones by just a few days. We keep them in howies so they can still socialize with all the other birds and get to know their surroundings. But they have down feathers, so they cannot go into the water. So they're kept safe in those little howies until they're old enough to get those adult plumage feathers that make them waterproof so they can go in the water. Not get too cold. We also have another chick that is right in the front. It's a king penguin chick. She has a yellow band on her flipper. Her name is Barbie. And she is approaching a year old. So king penguins will lay the eggs on the feet, but gentoos and rockhoppers will make a nest. So during their nesting season, we will put rocks out there, and gentoos will collect those rocks and present them to their significant other. And they will form a bond, and penguins team up with their significant other to raise, incubate and raise the chick. Rockhoppers will also make a little nest out of twigs, rocks, whatever they can find, sometimes even ice chunks. So you saw a penguin jump in the water, and you might have seen a trail of bubbles come out. It might have looked like they visited Taco Bell earlier and had some bad gas. But it is not gas. It is just air escaping the feathers. When a penguin jumps out of the water, they're going to shake all those feathers, about 90 feathers per square inch on their body, and trap as much air as possible. That'll help keep them warm in those colder climates. So when they dive back in the water, there's going to be a lot of air escaping. We're going to see a long trail of bubbles. It's kind of fun. Another reason why penguins are black and white is for counter shading. If they're feeling warm enough, they'll face their white tummy towards the sun to reflect the sunlight and the heat. And if they're feeling a little chilly, they'll face their black back to the sun to absorb that heat. Also, as they're swimming around, pretend you're a predator like a leopard seal. If you're swimming underneath them looking up, you're going to see a white belly, and that'll camouflage with the brightness of the sky. And if a penguin is diving deep and you're a predator looking down, you're going to see a black back, and that will camouflage the darkness of the ocean floor. So our keepers are calling out when they do feed it.